Welcome to the world of bonds. If you've ever wondered what these financial instruments are and why people invest in them, you're in the right place. Bonds might seem complicated, but they are simpler than you think. Imagine loaning money to a friend. Instead of paying you back immediately, your friend promises to return the money with interest after a set period. Bonds work similarly, but on a larger scale. Governments, corporations, and municipalities issue bonds to raise funds. In return, they promise to pay back the loan with interest over time. Bonds are a way for these entities to fund projects, manage debt, or finance new ventures. For investors, bonds offer a way to earn steady income. Let's dive in. At their core, bonds are loans. When you buy a bond, you're lending money to the issuer. This could be a government, corporation, or municipality. In return, the issuer promises to pay back the loan amount, known as the principal, at a later date. This date is called the maturity date. The issuer also agrees to pay you interest on the loan. This interest is paid periodically, usually every 6 months. The rate of interest is called the coupon rate. It is expressed as a percentage of the principal. For example, if you buy a bond with a principal of $1,000 and a coupon rate of 5%, you will receive $50 in interest each year. The bond market is huge. It includes a wide range of bonds with different terms, interest rates, and issuers. Some bonds mature in a few months, while others take decades. Bonds are often rated by credit rating agencies. Higher rated bonds are considered safer but offer lower returns. Let's explore the different types of bonds. Each type has unique features and benefits. First, we have government bonds. These are issued by national governments. They are considered very safe because governments are unlikely to default. In the United States, these are called treasury bonds or treasuries. Next, we have corporate bonds. These are issued by companies. Corporations issue bonds to raise money for various purposes, like expanding their business or developing new products. Corporate bonds typically offer higher interest rates than government bonds because they come with more risk. Municipal bonds are another type. These are issued by local governments, like cities or states. They are used to finance public projects like schools, roads, or hospitals. One advantage of municipal bonds is that the interest earned is often exempt from federal income taxes, and sometimes state and local taxes as well. Each type of bond offers different benefits and risks, making them suitable for various investment strategies. Why invest in bonds? There are several good reasons. First, bonds provide steady income. The regular interest payments can be a reliable source of cash flow, especially for retirees. This predictable income stream is one of the main attractions of bonds. Second, bonds offer diversification. Investing in bonds can balance the risk in your portfolio. Stocks can be volatile and their prices can change rapidly. Bonds, on the other hand, tend to be more stable. By including bonds in your portfolio, you can reduce overall risk and smooth out returns over time. Third, bonds are considered safer than stocks, especially government bonds. This safety makes them a good option for conservative investors or those looking to protect their investment capital. Overall, bonds can be an excellent addition to your investment strategy, offering steady income, diversification, and safety. Section 5. How to buy bonds, a step-by-step guide. Buying bonds might seem complex, but it's actually straightforward. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you get started. First, decide what type of bonds you want to buy. Do you prefer the safety of government bonds, the higher returns of corporate bonds, or the tax benefits of municipal bonds? Next, open a brokerage account if you don't already have one. Many online brokerage platforms allow you to buy and sell bonds. These platforms offer tools and resources to help you choose the right bonds for your investment goals. Once you have your brokerage account set up, you can start searching for bonds. Look at the bond's credit rating, interest rate, and maturity date. Make sure they align with your investment strategy. Finally, place your order. Keep track of your bonds and monitor their performance over time. Section 6. Understanding interest rate risk. Interest rate risk is a key concept in bond investing. It refers to the risk that changes in interest rates will affect the value of your bonds. When interest rates rise, bond prices fall. Conversely, when interest rates fall, bond prices rise. This inverse relationship is crucial to understanding how bonds work. For example, let's say you buy a bond with a 5% interest rate. If interest rates in the market rise to 6%, new bonds will be issued with a 6% rate. Your bond, which only pays 5%, becomes less attractive. As a result, its price will drop if you try to sell it before maturity. On the other hand, if interest rates drop to 4%, your bond becomes more valuable and its price will rise. Understanding interest rate risk can help you make better investment decisions. Always consider the current interest rate environment before buying or selling bonds. Section 7. Credit risk. What you need to know. Credit risk is another important factor to consider when investing in bonds. It refers to the risk that the bond issuer may default on its payments. If the issuer cannot pay the interest or return the principal at maturity, you could lose part or all of your investment. Government bonds from stable countries are considered very low risk. However, corporate bonds carry higher credit risk. Companies, particularly those with lower credit ratings, may face financial difficulties, increasing the risk of default. Municipal bonds also carry some risk, though they are generally safer than corporate bonds. Credit rating agencies like Moody's, S&P, and Fitch assign ratings to bonds based on the issuer's creditworthiness. Bonds with high ratings, AAA, are considered safer, but offer lower returns. It's crucial to research the issuer's financial health before investing. Section 8. Inflation, risk and bonds. Inflation risk is another key consideration in bond investing. It refers to the risk that inflation will erode the purchasing power of the bond's interest payments and principal. When inflation rises, the value of money decreases. This means that the fixed interest payments you receive from a bond may not buy as much in the future. For example, if you have a bond that pays a 3% interest rate and inflation rises to 4%, your real return is actually negative. Inflation-protected bonds, like Treasury Inflation-Protected Securities or TIPS, can help manage this risk. TIPS adjust their principal and interest payments based on changes in the inflation rate, providing a hedge against rising prices. Understanding inflation risk is crucial for maintaining the real value of your investment. Section 9. Diversifying with bonds. Diversification is a strategy to spread risk across various investments. Bonds are an excellent tool for diversifying your portfolio. They offer stability and steady income, balancing the volatility of stocks. By including bonds in your investment mix, you can achieve a more stable and resilient portfolio. Start by investing in different types of bonds: mixed government bonds, corporate bonds, and municipal bonds. Each type has its own risk and return characteristics. This variety can help protect your portfolio from specific risks associated with each bond type. Next, diversify across different maturities. Short-term bonds are less sensitive to interest rate changes, while long-term bonds offer higher returns. A mix of short, medium, and long-term bonds can provide both stability and growth. Lastly, consider bond funds or ETFs. These investment vehicles pool money from many investors to buy a diversified portfolio of bonds. Section 10. Tips for beginner bond investors. If you're new to bond investing, here are some tips to get started. First, educate yourself. Understand the basics of how bonds work, their types, and the associated risks. Knowledge is your best tool for making informed decisions. Second, start small. Begin with a small investment in bonds to get a feel for the market. As you gain confidence and experience, you can gradually increase your investment. Consider starting with government bonds, as they are the safest. Third, diversify your investments. As we discussed, diversification is key to managing risk. Don't put all your money into one bond or bond type. Spread your investment across different bonds to create a balanced portfolio. Monitor the market and stay informed. Investing in bonds can be a rewarding experience with the right knowledge and strategy. Section 11. Recap and final thoughts. We've covered a lot about bonds. Let's recap the key points. Bonds are loans given to governments, corporations, or municipalities. They pay interest over time and return the principal at maturity. There are different types of bonds, including government, corporate, and municipal, each with unique features and benefits. Investing in bonds offers steady income, diversification, and safety. However, it's essential to understand the risks involved, such as interest rate risk, credit risk, and inflation risk. Diversifying your bond portfolio can help manage these risks and achieve a balanced investment strategy. If you're a beginner, start small, educate yourself, and diversify your investments. Bonds can be a valuable addition to your investment portfolio, providing stability and reliable returns. Happy investing!